Am I back?
No,
Did did
you're
you?
back on the
Yeah,
server. Yeah.
you might lose me for a second. Did my video go down on Twitch?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's back up. I'll wait for people.
Yeah, it's circling, still circling on my end. I don't know if I have to refresh or not.
You might have to.
OBS has been really buggy last couple days. I mean, it's been shutting me down left, right. So I downloaded XSplit, which seems to be more stable.
I'll get
That
people through the commercials and I'll have a small drink of soda.
I have no commercials so far, and you're back on.
Well, good. Well, I hope everybody. I'm back. Yay. Hey, get her done. How's it going? Going. I said going. Yay. No. So I took the big thing that was out of here. I hope you guys don't mind, but the amount of extra triangles and stuff on the map, it was a pain in the butt to just extra lag on the server, and we want to make this playable for as many people as we possibly can, and we will make it playable for as many people as possibly can. Hopefully, everybody that wants to play it. So, the other thing was the tree contracts are back, and they're reasonable. And let me go jump up that way first. I'm going to spend some money if I can find a reasonable vehicle and kill our rating a little bit just for heck of it. What am I pulling? Oh, a conveyor. Here, get rid of that. So up here I am. I can go up to the trees. And if I go up with my chainsaw, and try to cut down a tree, I just cost the server 20 grand because I cut down a tree without getting a license. Sorry, everybody, but I'll make it up for you. I'll go sell something. So you will get penalized if you cut down trees without a license. Now let's go back to the licensing office so I don't get a penalty. Oh, that's right. I didn't put my vehicle back in the group after I reset it. And that is down by the wall. Actually, it's up by Cogent. Silly me. I should have stayed where I was. I moved it. I wanted it to be convenient. And because I moved it where it was, now it's not as convenient anymore. So you cut down a tree and you get a penalty of 20 grand. And your rating goes down 1 point. So you don't want to do that often or you'll have a negative rating. But if you come over here, on their fields to grow, I'll reword this stuff in English. On the fields to grow and cut trees in any quantity, but the wrong trees to cut cannot be, otherwise you will be fined or for damage. You can purchase a license for $5,000, basically what it's telling you, for 24 hours. So I'll click, and you can see down in the bottom of my menu right here, the time remaining and the number of trees I can cut down. So before you cut any trees on the map in the beginning, you're going to need to make 5 grand. That's all. And then you can cut down 50 trees. And if you go over 50 and you're not watching,
Luckily, the HUD tells you how many trees you're
yeah,
got.
the HUD will tell you how many trees you have. And then we can go over here now and I will demonstrate cutting of a tree. So you see my number of trees left are 49. You can take down 50 trees. You got a whole 24 hours of in-game time to do it. And then I'll have to have somebody clean those up for me. And then you'd have to purchase another license. Simple as that. So would that be just you can cut trees, or anybody can cut the trees? The question is, I'm pretty sure the tree license, we have to test this. Somebody has to come in. I'll give them the money at some point. But we just got this up today, so I didn't even get them. There hasn't been anybody on since I put it up, other than me, mostly, to test it out. But I'm pretty sure that other players can buy the trees if they have the money. If not, they would have to be logged in as admin. Once somebody purchases a license, everybody can cut trees until there's 50 down. And do the licenses stack? No, they do not. You got to finish one. You can't buy another one until the one is expired. However, once either the trees are done or the timer is done, you can purchase another one. So you just got to keep an eye. You cut 50. When it's done, just go back, get another one, cut another 50. 50 trees is actually quite a bit unless you're got a big crew just cutting through, you know?
Price is a lot better too. It's 120 on the Kapkaza map, so
Yeah,
you
I'm
get a
not
big
making
discount.
it. That's one of the things. 120 grand for a tree license was ridiculous, and the penalty is reasonable to make you want to do it, you know, but it's pretty good. And those trees get used in so many ways to make money now with the new system that you don't actually have to buy the factories. You could just supply them with their stuff and have them run. I think that's pretty cool. But if you buy them, you can make them produce faster. So the tree licenses are bought right here at Cogent too. You don't have to run down to the city. They're the ones that sell the license for you to use their trees here, and you're good to go. I think as far as features and omissions and additions, we should have called that. That should have been the title for tonight. Omissions and additions. I think that covers about everything that is in this week, and I guarantee you, if we don't have any eye issues or any script issues that are major, which I don't, the core stuff is now there. I'm pretty sure as long as nobody finds anything really cool that has to be in the map, we're good. And if they do, it'll wait till the end in an update or something, because all the core stuff, all the core scripts, the stuff that I have planned, which is a lot, is based on what we already know now works. So the work just has to be done, and it should go a lot faster. Now, will it cause issues? It could cause lag issues, and we may have to trim things down a little bit, but I'm hoping it doesn't. The map hasn't been optimized yet, so that alone is going to help tremendously. And like we have 5 factories left to get on that script. Is it possible that we put 5 more factories on and it starts slowing things down to where it's unbearable? It's possible, but I don't think it's going to happen. So if all goes well, and if it does, we'll do a workaround. That's all there is to it. We don't need a charcoal factory, for instance. Although it's cool, it's not coming out unless it has to. But it only serves one purpose, and that's to sell charcoal at this point. Unless we do a barbecue pit and make it, have to deliver. So the core elements are there, and we will get them in. Most of them are in and just not finished, like the fairgrounds, like the overhauls of the other stuff that we're going to be doing. All the fields are in. It's just finishing up the little aspects that have to be done. Sell points are on the map. They just have to be converted to the new system so that instead of just Lydia's, and Lydia's list is way too long because it's pretty much the only one in the new system right now, but instead of in this menu where you have all these places that are listed, you don't see Lydia's in there anymore because Lydia's is on the new system in the other menu, and you'll have the prices of what they're buying and selling out here. and more. So those have to be converted over, and that's relatively the warehouse storage has to be done. And if anybody has any questions, I knew it was going to be a relatively short show, but I wanted to let you guys know I was still alive and working hard when I can, and that we are past the biggest issue I think we're going to come across for the remainder of this, and my goal is to get it done and get it to you as fast as possible because I need a break. But a break from not from farm sim or mod making, but a break from doing this map. I want it done. I want to see it completed. It's no good unless it's completed in everybody's hands. When it is done, or so what? Well, there's going to be a brief period where I'm going to put it in a few extra people's hands that have helped out tremendously. Just before you guys, they're going to give me a quick uh, single player or server test on their places just to see if there's any final tweaks before it goes live. And that will probably just be a 1 or 2 week period at the very end. Such as Viper's server. If you're watching Viper's stream, I'll let him put the copy up. He'll probably have it before anybody else, and he does have some people over there that he gets on his server. You never know how we'll work it, but you guys have been so... P. Jevs will get a copy. Actually, I might give him... Uh, definitely going to get it when it's ready. Anybody on his friends list is going to get a copy too. So get to know that one. Now we'll get it out there. As soon as it's stable and everything's in and just needs to do the final testing, we'll get it out to you guys. There's going to be tweaking as far as the economy. I know that. Is there a way to make the Cogent wood chip dump a drive-through? Uh, Not without revamping it. I know everybody, some people I like the fact that you actually have to work a little bit on some of these places. I know, oh, but it is a problem for course play, isn't it? That's probably why. Let me think about that. I think we might be able to do something with that. I know what we can do, possibly. With the new system, we can use an upgrade that changes it into a drive-through. If you purchase it, possibly. We'll see. Yeah, I'll make a note of that there, Shaky, and because yeah, that is definitely one of the things. Abattoir is French for slaughterhouse. Yes, there will be a slaughterhouse on the map. We will be chopping up our animals into nice, tasty bits. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not rush. I want to get it done, but I want it. It's not gonna come out to you guys until it's uh, where it has to be. Just like PV version 2, it's different doing these live shows every week. We did kind of do it, but I think when we first started doing them on version 2, we had already played through it once before we released it. We were just tweaking, and we did some adding and stuff, but this thing has been developed almost from day one with you guys watching. So you get to see the problems and how we've gone about if you watch back. And I do apologize also. Last week, Twitch wouldn't upload my thing to eBay. I couldn't figure out why. Or last week, 3 weeks ago, and now it's gone. I couldn't get it to go. But I'll try to get this one up on YouTube. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. I think I covered everything. Next week's show will have a lot more to show you. Because we're back in the swing of not trying to figure out problems, but actually moving forward, which is just where I want to be. And as long as we don't run into any big issues, we'll be good. Course play friendly. Can anybody think of anything else that's not course play friendly? This script set is course play friendly, but that one turnaround, I could see that not being the case. I'd have to do a redesign.
You could do it if you have a small enough tipper. You can still do it.
Are we going to put those garages? Are you talking about the garages on the main farm? their TMC because they are now in. There are now. I could do that. I'm on a slow tractor, but let me get in my faster pickup, which I love to drive around. I was gonna. Oh yeah, that's right. It's on. Not. I gotta put that back in a group. If you guys missed last show and didn't get to see me because it was not online, there are 4 farms now on the map. And if those are the garages you're talking about, they are on every farm. So I will show you where there's, we call them the north, south, east, and west. And you still only have one starter farm. It's not like Pleasant Valley. Everybody's working together on here, working the same. You could theoretically set everybody up on 4 different farms if you have 4 players and draw your own boundaries and decide who gets what fields. But that's not what I intended this map to be like. So it's 4 farms for everybody to use, and the silos are different. So the farms that are in the Bad Touch. Hey, thank you very much. $100 from the Bad Touch tonight. Thank you so much. That is so awesome. I got to get in touch with him. He's got some talent. That guy right there. He did the field status mod, which we do use all the time, except for when it scans. Yeah, we got to work it. No, you just got to wait. But field status is in here, and it works well. He's our designer of field status. Let me finish scanning the fields. I love the way it does this now, though, because it only scans when you want it to scan, so you get the lag after the initial one. Field status, really cool. He's a great guy. And, yeah. Thank you very much, the Bad Touch. Let me see. Let me close down this huge menu. And you can literally, with this menu, you can see factories. If you select choose from list, it shows you a list of all the factories. If you go to a factory and highlight over the name, it shows you their open hours and how much it costs to operate the factories. I mean, there's a lot of little things built into this, but it tends, and you just hit your backslash key and you can get the cursor up and then hit it again to get rid of it, and it's gone, and then you're back in regular mode, so it works pretty quick. But if you don't like it up all the time, you just close it and hit the slash to get it back up and close it, so we don't need it on the menu. Here's farm number, this is the north farm, and as I was saying, the silos at each farm are going to hold different products. I can't really pick up anything in this little pickup, but we can actually show it in the menu now that they're designed. They'll be under warehouses. So South Farm has wheat, barley, canola, corn. Everybody has fuel seeds, fertilizer, sunflower, millet, sorghum, sugarcane. West does potatoes in their silos. Does potatoes, onion, sugar beet, and carrot. So the West Farm is going to be just for your fruit. You can grow other stuff there. It just would be much more convenient to grow the stuff that has the silos nearby. We are in the East Farm, which we'll show you that one. That one does hemp, sugarcane, sunflower, corn, cotton, oat, rye, coffee. That's what can be stored there. And the North Farm, which is where we're at now, you can do the rye, oat, cotton, sorghum, hemp, barley, wheat, sugarcane. So there's several of the farms have several of the crops, especially the ones that are used to create fuel and necessary things. And they all have these garages, if these are the garages you were talking about there, which have the make the vehicle disappear inside it type thing, open gates. One of the things I wanted to make, and I know I did this in another broadcast, is if you're using the vehicle group switcher and you use these garages and you put a vehicle in, it takes it out of the group because it removes it off the map. So you're going to want to put implements. I'm going to see if I can shut myself in. See, I'm in the garage. Door is shut. Vehicle disappears. Not one less laggy vehicle on the map. That's what was the purpose of these. And now I can't get out of the garage. I can jump on a boat, but my vehicle's over there in the garage.
Can you tab out of there?
Yeah, I can, but there's nothing at that farm to jump into to get my truck back. Uh, that one's the closest to the gravel pit. Let's see, what can I drive over from the gravel pit? Dump truck. These guys gotta love me after I do a show. Hey, did you notice we also took off the drive control? Drive control is a great mod. Our original purpose for it though was to keep the vehicles running that needed to run the wood chippers. But so much has changed that we don't run those wood chippers anymore. We always run stuff that doesn't have, the
Brooks.
Brooks or other things that. So that was our only benefit that we were using it for, and having to hit the Y key. I still hit the Y even though it doesn't do anything. So
Yeah, no, force of habit.
force a habit. Y or space. Y space. Take off the brakes. Put it, but it's not necessary, and it's just funny because I keep jumping in vehicles saying, "Oh, somebody left that running." So now I can't leave vehicles running. Oh, there was a bug over here. I didn't even see that. I wonder if we can load up with stuff, if it'll bring up the menu. Yeah, so you get this little menu. I don't think it'll load wheat into this. Oh, yeah, it won't take it. It tried, or it did take a little bit. Weird. I got 1,020. Oh, no, that's my fuel. It didn't take it. It just tried. So, let me go back over to my garage. Yeah, at least I'm not leaving vehicles on anymore.
Yeah, someone asked me if you were going to leave in the helper arrows.
The helper arrows are going to be all over the place.
Okay.
And that's what, and I'll show you guys that as well. Wood chippers are so yesterday. Big Daddy on his way home. He's
Oh,
been
you
a
didn't
huge help. Give that
you
guy
didn't-
some props right there. That guy, he's been on it. He's the one that's got, without him, I would not have this thing running today. There's just no doubt about it. He's the one that has been working hard behind the scenes trying to find the pieces that I needed to get it done. So, yeah. Thanks, Big Daddy.
You didn't read what he wrote earlier then, did you?
No, I didn't. Why? What did he say?
He says, this map for Xbox.
He's an idiot, but I love him. Drive control was the weakest link. Goodbye.
Yeah, really. Remember that?
All right. Where was I going with this? I have no idea. There's a farm up here. The east farm is right up here. They're spread apart in the four corners of the map, basically. So, and they each have their little things. Stopping at Wendy's shortly. Can you pick me up a burger and some fries, please?
The Baconator.
A Baconator? Yeah, that would be great. And make the extra 2.5 hour drive north, and you'll be here. Actually, he might. I think it's 2.5 if we met in the middle. We got to do that this summer, by the way. Remember that. We'll have to try that out. We're gonna go get together because just I drive south, he drives north. He's one state away. So here's the other farm, and they all have their own garages, and they all have their. Oh, I was going to show you the arrows, and they're going to be everywhere. They're not yet. That is in the Trello board, as I was saying. There's a list of things that can be done, that need to be done, and one is to put the help icons all over the map, and they will be coming. So this is another farm, and There's one way over on the other side. There's some new roads that go around. As I said, the details, we're a little less on details. Lamilla is another 4 or 5 hours north. I am actually out west, and you can't get too far north when you're out west. I'm in the Corning area. How you say Corning area? You'll never find me where I am. But I'm in Corning area. There's nothing out here. Stop, take a left at the first field of cows and turn right at the second field of cows and go past 3 hay fields and I'm on the left up about 20 more miles. Alrighty. Arrows, helpers, here we go. If I have some still installed, you see the little labels that pop up on these says chaff is in that one, grass. I got to get rid of that question mark still. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's floating, but those are the question marks, and we're going to have help such as over here. I really only did the testing to make sure it worked. And I still haven't made it so that the lines aren't 3,000. Oh yeah, I did on this one. See, I think this is what they were talking about. The compost master is used for turning loose straw or bales into manure. Well, you're going to dump your loose straw or bales, and it'll turn it into manure. There's several little things and helpers that will be around the map for you guys. It's either question mark to answer your questions or an arrow that tells you what to do, like over on the bale building over here. Basically, unload square bales here, unload round bales here, and I even put arrows on both ends so that if you're coming from one way or the other, you can see it. And they are helper icons, and when you get used to the map, and you are, oops, let's turn around and do that. When you finally get used to the map and you don't want those anymore, you can go, and those are in here as, is it show promptings? Yes. Show, I'll change the wording on this whole menu, hopefully. It'll say show helper icons. So you can turn them off when you're done looking at all the helper icons on the map. And we're going to put them everywhere. I'd like to make it that way so that you guys don't need to ask questions. There's going to be a lot of dump pallets here, dump this there at all the factories. And we're going to do a big sweep of those. Just go through the whole map, every single part we can think of. Put your little help icons around the map. And if you want them, you'll have them. And if you don't, or once you learn the map, like here, the mix feeder can be used to automatically mix straw, windrow, and silage. Can we mix straw, windrow, and silage, and what else? I should have grass in there. And automate the feeding process of your cows. Walk up to the right side to activate, or hold the left control plus MF. So I'm going to try to give you more of those, right? Walk up to the right side, and it's activated. Or left control MF. Now as far as once you get to this point, I obviously can't give you a huge list of directions right at the mix feeder how to do it, but we'll include any advanced features like the mix feeder in the PDF file when it's finally released. And that usually is a 2-week process in itself, putting that thing together. Anything we can think of that we didn't cover on those, that's what I'm trying to cut down, is how long that PDF file is going to have to be.
Did you get the cameras back in, or are they going to be off?
The cameras are currently turned off because of an issue. Conflicting with the full screen mode of the other script set. what you're gonna be. And when I say left control MF, you got to do that on foot. So what he's talking about is spy cam. If we go to the cams, there's no camera available. That is conflicting with this script set as well. I haven't tested one since we put the new scripts in, so it may work. And I will do that test. Yeah, exactly. I look at this window and I see trees out one window and I see cows out the other. That'll narrow it down to about 80% of the homes out here. Big man 242400. Do I have any idea, he is asking, when the map will be released? No. If you asked me that 3 weeks ago, it would be released today. But I had that issue that took 3 weeks to overcome and get past. And it's just the way it works around here. So I'm just going to work on it like crazy till it's done. I would hope that it'd be done in another 3 weeks to a month. I can't guarantee it. Might come sooner, might come later, but I can only guarantee you that it's not for the lack of trying to get it done because everybody's anxious to see it. And that is definitely on my priority list. Just a lot of little things that need to be finished, and there will be no less than 60 to 80 hours a week put in until it's all done. So I can guarantee you that. Even if it's not working, there'll be 60 to 80 hours, or unless I go blind. I'm not going to rush. The biggest thing, exactly, thanks, TMC. The biggest thing is to get it for you guys working with as few problems. We eliminated tons of things that were issues that people had on the other map. The Bible object script, I'm trying to get rid of that's one of the things with all that's in here and doable. It's built into the map. It doesn't require this mod to be in there. Of course we have several of them there, but there's several of them that are gone. With the new economy system, you're no longer going to need to the random price multiplier on all the stuff, so that's gone. This script set takes care of the stop milk sale script that was running with the map, whether you guys knew it or not. There's like 4 or 5 scripts that no longer need to run, which is helping out. But there's stuff that we don't have to ship, with the map that in the past was necessary for it to run, like the map buyable objects, that if somebody didn't install, the whole map crapped out. And we've cut down on 90% of that stuff as much as we could. And if we could we still need the 64 to 128 fill types mod. Actually, we're almost at 128 now. We might need the 128 to 256. The bales. The carnival takes like 500 bales. Currently, yes. Not sure if that's going to stay in existence anymore. Guttertown is now following. Thank you. And let me explain to you that reason why. Maybe I could show it to you right here. It's not affecting anything, but Big Daddy, here, I gotta get this F1 menu out from behind all the stuff that's running. If you look at our scripts of what's running here, you can see that we are running them. No errors yet, and I don't even know if anybody else knows this, but way up at the top, somewhere in this long list of, and this is your log file, and it might not even be doing it. Here you go, multi-fruit registers, and I'm just scrolling up. I don't think it does it on the server, but it does it in single player. there's a bug in the freaking uh, UPK kit with that bail trigger that's conflicting. It works, but it gives a faulty action name thing. Whoops, didn't mean to hit that key. And that is on the bail selling at the station, and we don't need that anymore because we can add a shop that takes the bales just like our with this new system. So the bail maze might, I don't even know if the fairgrounds is going to work the same way until we get to it, but there will be things to do with bales because we like to do bales and we want to have places. Whether it's the two, I'd like to get them off the UPK kit and into some other script system like the new one, just because of the way it works and takes bales off the map and lets you get them back if you want. I don't know if you guys you watch my earlier videos. I don't have any bales ready to show you that one right now, but definitely we will have something. And I've got some ideas of what I want to do with fairgrounds and the farmers market, but they might work a little bit differently this time around. I think that covers everything I have ready for you guys. Anybody has any more questions, I'll be glad to answer them. And thank you all for tuning in. And the wonderful donations and the donation boards are going to get bigger. Got to remember, all that stuff takes time too. So they will come. I will not leave anybody out. When I get them done, they will be there all over the place. Now, I like to put them where people are recognized, but they're not on the map as much as eyesore because it's advertising everywhere. So they'll be, the racetrack was perfect, and we might put another billboard at the racetrack or different places like that, but they will be out there. The garbage mod. What is the garbage mod? I didn't add a garbage mod. Evening, Chetty. You're almost late. I'm almost done. The garbage mod I have not done a thing with. I don't know what the garbage mod is. I think it's on that other map, but I haven't seen it yet.
It's like garbage collection.
Is it on the map? The Kavkaz map? He had something like garbage in there. Maybe.
I'm not sure.
Maybe not. We will see whenever, but it's not on the list right now. We got to get what we have on the list done and working and see what kind of resources we're sucking up when all that is done to see if any of those other things can be utilized. That's the bottom line of what it's going to come out to. I mean, reworking the stuff, a lot of stuff's being reworked. The warehouse has to all be reworked with all our new products. Garages at Lumber and Mines currently are... We could probably put those down there as well. That would make sense. Well, I like the big garage at the mine because the dump truck's the only thing it fits in. But we could add the smaller garages as well. It's a possibility. Let's put it that way. I hesitate to keep adding and adding and adding, even if it's because it adds and adds and adds to the file size. And if what's working now, but it may be actually it will actually be a resource saver up at the Cogent to use the same garages and get rid of all the different ones up there. So that might be a good place for those. But they don't fit the big equipment. That's the thing. You can't fit a Scorpion into those garages. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. There's pretty big garages at those places right now. And I'm pretty sure that's going to cover it for this evening. We will be back next week unless I go blind. But between now and then, we'll hopefully have a lot more stuff for you guys. And I have to thank PJevs and everybody else that donated, and you guys are wonderful. It's awesome. The Bad Touch, thanks again. You guys don't need to do that. You guys, especially, I mean, You guys do enough just being there and putting up with me when we go through these things that you never know what's going to happen. And our prize fund will be bigger and better than ever this year. That's for sure. When this is done, I'm going to have to do like a mega stream. You going to join me, Viper? Do a dual stream that night?
Yeah.
That'll be awesome. And we'll get everybody back in that wants to stream on the big thing. And who knows how we'll work it. But we always try to do things differently and make it better than before. So stick around. Uh, there will be prizes given away on streams that night. Just keep following us. Check back. If for some reason I can't be here next week, then we will be back. But I don't see why I wouldn't be right now. I was going to say unless there's a death in the family, but that happened this week. so so everything's good. A distant relative. Not really mine, but yeah, you never know. So, yeah, thank you guys for everything. And you can always go to our forums if you have further questions or anything that I missed. As far as the Trello boards, if you guys have noticed, and Viper may have noticed, if new ideas end up there, a lot of times they're right off. I'm trying to clean that thing up, and because when that is done, and I'm done putting my little things on there, my little additions that I still have in my head that aren't even on there, eventually they'll all be on there. But I know when the Trello board is clean and no more ideas are up there, that the map is done. So whenever I see something that's not in the current picture right now, unless it's something that has to be done, or something, I'm not saying that you can't put stuff there, but it's going to have to be really, really cool and really easy for me to implement it at this point. Maybe down the road, but there's too much stuff that needs to be done before we even go there. Unless, of course, it's in one of the systems that we haven't done. Like if it has to do with animals and the animal revamp, and you've found some map out there or somebody's new mod that does animals new and cool, and we haven't been there yet, then I want to see it. Or if it's and you guys can post. You guys that don't have access to that board can post it in our forums, and these guys will bring it to our attention. As well as the greenhouses. We're not there yet, but we know that there's those new greenhouses that do lettuce and put them on pallets and all that cool stuff. We're going to be looking at that as well and deciding how we're going to implement that stuff. And you never know what's going to happen between now and then. If you see something really cool that might work into that, we'll take a look.
You may be buffering.
And I may be buffering, but
I don't know if it's just me or...
it's not showing me buffering. But anyway,
Okay.
thanks everybody for showing up. I had a blast, and I can't wait to see you guys again next week. You have to... can you empty your planter with the seed truck, or have to drive the planter back to the farm? What seed truck? Is there a seed truck?
No, your overloader.
The overloader?
Yeah, Kaboom was asking me that last...
I'm not sure. Can you fill
Yeah,
an overloader from a seeder? That's basically what it comes down to. Otherwise, you're driving back to the farm.
Yeah, I told him I was going to test that Sunday when I get down. I got to test that to see if you can take an overloader, fill it with the seeds from the from your new seed place, take it to a planter and see if it will offload and reload to another seed.
Sounds good. Yeah.
So that's a test.
Check back with Viper278. He'll be doing the test. Thank you, Fermier, and everybody else. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I can't wait to get back here next week with hopefully lots more new stuff again. I am just so relieved that this mess is behind me that we were in.
Me too.
And then we can move forward. But as you can see, and Viper will tell you, the problems he was having with those stones and stuff, that was the biggest thing. Nothing was working on the server. And I could have made two. We literally had come to the conclusion that we might have to make two maps. One that does allow the pallets for single players, and one that didn't allow them, that removed all the pallet spawning, which could be done for server players, but it's such a cool thing that I didn't want to go without it. So a couple extra weeks of really working harder, waiting for the new scripts to come out, was well worth it. Oddly enough, we didn't know there were new scripts coming out until, yeah, you could say I wasted pretty much. I should have rested my eyes and just waited, but I didn't. But it's all good now. So thanks everybody. It's been good. We're ready to roll and get this thing finished up for you guys. Have a great week, and we'll catch you next time.